What's up, Trojans? So I want to give a full recap of the draft for the New York Football Giants. So obviously I reviewed night one, the night of, right? Gave a little review, opened some packs as I like to do. Now on this channel, I love that draft night one. It only got better night two and even night three. I mean, I don't know. Night three, I'm not even going to talk about night three. All those picks, like, the Giants could have had 20 picks in the fourth round, and I would have still been like, all right, guys, we got to wait and see on these guys. Like, come on. You would think 10 of them would at least make the roster if we had 20 picks in the fourth round, but, you never know. Just night one to night two, and again, I want to recap night one. Arvell Reese, what a pick. Like, so I said, I think multiple times in my last video, I may have still preferred Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. It's not because of Arvell Reese versus Sonny Styles. It's because of how talented Caleb Downs is. Much like what Malik Neighbors thought, Caleb Downs is such a prospect. He's a really great player, and he has the potential to be a top tier safety in the NFL. Like, he would have gotten drafted as high as Kyle Hamilton if he was in that draft. Like, he would have been like a fourth overall type, like a Minka Fitzpatrick type prospect. Like, he was really good. So, just bad draft for him because there's a lot of high end talent in this draft. Just, one thing a lot of people said was there wasn't a lot of talent toward the back end of the first. Like, there were only like 20 first round prospects in the draft. I've heard that number thrown out a lot. I don't know because, obviously we got Maui Noah and so Caleb Downs 10th overall, and I like that pick. I think Darton Scat and even Malik Neighbors should be very happy with that. And Malik Neighbors was overall. Everyone's taking Malik Neighbors' comments out of context, like completely out of context. He said all of the comments he made that you're seeing all over Twitter and social media and all this nonsense, he said them as a part of a 3-hour live stream where he was giving live takes to picks. He didn't say anything really that bad. He gave a bunch of different comments that people are sharing around and saying, this is the controversial thing he said, that is. After he had 2 hours to process the Giants' picks, he said the New York Football Giants had the best draft. Night one, he said that. Between Arvell Reese and Francis Maui Noah, he loved those picks. When he actually had time to think about it in comparison to what the Giants could have gotten, he loved it. He's going to come in. He's going to support those guys. And in long term, I hope at least. I hope Maui Noah doesn't suck. I think he's actually going to really appreciate that pick. I think he's going to appreciate that pick. He's going to be like, wow, Jackson Dart all of a sudden has 5 seconds to throw the ball to me. And when Jackson Dart has 5 seconds to throw the ball to me, and I'm 40 yards down the field, I can catch a ball 40 yards down the field. And I think at the end of the night, that's exactly what he was thinking. Malik Neighbors is a pretty smart guy. He knew long term that was going to be a good pick for him. But anyway, all right. So let's not talk about any other random Giants related stuff. 3.5 minutes in, got the initial ramble out of the way. So I got a few Leaf futures boxes here to open today. This is my favorite product. I get so many different autos from this, and even one of the ones I opened in my last video, I found out that's a projected first-round running back. This is probably the same cards I showed last time, but just in case, like, here's like some of the guys I got last time. Where's that JT Lindsay? Apparently he's a first-round running back. Did I put him on like the bottom? I think I shuffled this pile. These might be like completely different guys. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody I really recognize. I have a Drake Baldwin. He's a pretty good player. I gotta go through all these names like all over again, especially after the draft. But yeah, this is what you can pull from Leaf Futures, guys. And like, look at that. Bam, Penn State quarterback, Drunkenmeyer. Wow. Oh, is that Drake Baldwin? No, that's Luke Kershaw. I have a Drake Baldwin auto from this, and I know for a fact he's a pretty decent baseball player. So that's all the stuff you can pull from this, guys. All right, so we're gonna open a few of these here today. The other thing I have are these Magic the Gathering mystery boosters. These are essentially play boosters from any set in Magic. So we're gonna open those. Really cool stuff. So we're just gonna get right into it here. I probably should like pre-open these, right? But whatever. Do that part now. Do that part for all of them now. Why not, right? But ultimately, the Giants had a great draft overall. And if I can comment on those, sixth overall, right? Multiple sixth overall picks in a draft would be crazy. Sixth round picks. It seems like the Giants got positions that have a lot of upside, a lot of guys that have a lot of upside as well. So if they do work well in the NFL, should be good. Hopefully that's the case. But if any of those guys ends up even making a roster spot, we're up. Like, you don't expect that from sixth round picks. Like, I don't even need those guys to necessarily make the roster. Like, it's a sixth round pick. People really overreact about this. Like, even in like Hard Knocks, Joe Shane was like, "Why are we negotiating over a seventh round pick right now? Like, just let me keep my pick. Why are we doing this for Brian Burns?" Oh, you also got this pack of cards with futures, which is like kind of cool. And look, I got like a base DJ Lagway. That's like one of the hits, technically. I don't know how much it is as a base card, but it's something. People pay something for those. All right, we got Luke McCaffrey on the auto. Luke McCaffrey. That's a potential name right there, right? I mean, another McCaffrey can't go wrong. Yeah, any sixth round pick, it's just, I don't know, it's just so out there. Sometimes they're good, and I mean, like certain positions, they're really good, right? Like, you tell me, okay, we got a kicker in the sixth round. That's like, all right, that's our starting kicker now, right? We drafted one instead of just signed one, right? Like, normally you just sign the best kicker, but no, we drafted one. Oh gosh, well, now he's got to be the guy, right? All right, we got a nice Steve the Monster Malam. Oh, this is actually, I got multiple of this guy now. That's kind of funny. He's actually a major baseball prospect. I looked him up. That's kind of funny. That I have, like, I think I have 3 of that exact version too, like the to 149. So that's kind of funny. That worked out like that. All right, here we got another futures. But yeah, like the last Giants, like high round pick to work out, I think, ironically, now that like everyone's like, oh, he sucks, he's not worth the money we're paying him and all this stuff, and rightfully so, right? Is Darius Slayton. He worked out for a 5th round pick. That's a really good 5th round pick to contribute the value he did to this team. Oh, soccer. No, I mean, okay, this guy could literally be the best soccer player in the world. Nico Paz. I mean, he's no Messi, right? But he could be really good. I still wouldn't know who he is. I could be staring at gold right now, and I don't know that it's gold. I will look it up eventually, right? I have an absolute stack of futures autos now. It's getting ridiculous. But, like, it's kind of crazy how rare those high picks work out, or those late picks work out. The high picks, going back to, like, Arvell Reese and Mary Noah, feel like work out fairly often for the Giants, especially in terms of linebacker and stuff. We have Carl Banks, Lawrence Taylor. We got a lot of guys, and Kayvon Thibodeau is not a bust. Seth Hernandez. All right, baseball prospect. Those are very up in the air. You never know. You never know with the baseball guys. Never know. But yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau's not bust. His main issue is an injury history. He's had multiple very productive seasons. Maybe not as productive as like Brian Burns or something. You could argue a reach. I'll give anyone that says like, hey, if you got that value at like pick 30, I would say that's fine. But the fact that he was 5th overall is why I think he's a bust. I would say I don't think he's a bust, but yes, I would say it's a reach at 5th overall to get that production. I think there's value there. Finally, some football. Gosh. All right, who we got here? We got Nick Marsh. That's another guy I got. I'm pretty sure he's a backup running back, or he was a backup running back in college even. So, ugh. Not ideal. Not ideal. Not what we're looking for. Not when you can pull Jackson Dart from that product. All right. Just a couple mystery boosters left. So, this product is also awesome. So, Magic the Gathering, the other trading card or game I'm really into. I'm really into Magic, actually. This can be any like card from like anything almost. These are crazy, and you can get wild value from these. But it's a complete mystery. Like, you can also get completely wrecked and get no value. So we're gonna open these. I got 2 of them. I thought, oh, no, not the easy open. No, this opened so easily. This was like no pressure. Oh, gosh, all the real Magic players know that when it's so easy to open, you get nothing. Oh, gosh. All right. Yeah, look at, like, all the different set logos that are coming up. Like, okay, Reality Shift is actually a pretty good blue card. There's uncommons in the common slot. Okay, no wonder these packs were worth more. He adds... So, wow, nice job, buddy. If your spell resolves, you're in black, and I get my money back. Wow, you're a whole card slot. This actually is probably really good for Blink decks, but... Orzhov Blink. That card's awesome. I love every word of text on that. No. I hate that. I love Life Gain. This is fun. This is a fun product to open. I didn't realize how fun this would be. I know you could get like anything, but there's so many different mechanics at play. I love this. Draw a card. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Draw a couple cards, no big deal. No, tapped. Oh, Mantis Rider's gonna be my rare. 3/3. A white border. Leyline of the Void. What? That's a good card. That's a $4 card, I think. What? What am I looking at? What is this? Put target creature on the bottom of its owner's library. Okay, that's pretty funny. That creature's controller reveals cards, puts the card on the... What? For 3 mana doing that? Well, 3 and then 3? Oh, gosh. Oh, I hope that... What is this? Okay, that's fake. Yeah, not for play. Pay 2 life. That... What? That's awesome. Why is that not a real card? That's a very balanced mechanic, actually. This should be a real card. I've seen cards open from this that it's like, oh, this shouldn't be a thing at all, but that should be a thing. I like that. That's an awesome mechanic. You can only get that extra benefit if you lost life to get that mana. It's awesome. All right, we got 1 more of those left. But yeah, like, as I was saying, right, value in the draft is kind of crazy. It goes back and forth on different stuff. Like, there's so many, like, picks and stuff that people can look back on and be like, oh, that guy was, like, a bust because you didn't get, like, maximum value out of that pick. Like, this guy was available or that was there and this, that, and the other. It's very difficult to look at stuff like that. So I can't call Kayvon Thibodeau a bust. I think we actually got appropriate value of that. And I think my opinion on that would be very true if he wasn't injured at all. If he was completely healthy and played every game of his career, I think we'd be looking at Kayvon Thibodeau as a fairly decent 5th overall pick. Evan Neal obviously is a bust. He's been healthy. Talking about flipping burgers. Like, come on. Oh, no, not again. Another easy open pack. Oh, gosh. If you watch my, first video where I start opening packs, that's my superstition. If the pack's too easy to open, it's a bad pack. Yeah. But, I mean, the value is always, relative for sure. But, like I said, I don't think Kayvon Thibodeau was a bust. And, just going over Joe Shane's drafts, I want to defend Joe Shane a lot, actually, on this draft. Everyone's like, oh, these are all John Harbaugh picks. Okay, go back to 2022. He took the best defensive player available in Kayvon Thibodeau, and then he took the best offensive lineman available in Evan Neal, because Ekwonu was taken 6th overall, which was the guy I actually wanted. I actually really wanted Ekwonu. You can go back and look at this. I really wanted Ekwonu. He's an NC State guy. But I want him something bad, and he's a solid offensive lineman for the Panthers. So, he did exactly what he did in 2022 again. So if you hate what Joe Shane did in 2022, you should be hating this draft right now. You should be absolutely livid that he did the same thing. But a lot of Giants fans are not, because they're like, oh no, John Harbaugh signed off on these picks. Yeah, he's the head coach, just like Brian Daboll was the head coach in 2022. And we had a perfectly fine season in 2022. And I think we're going to have a perfectly fine season in 2026 as well. We're going to be fine, guys. But so many people are like, oh yeah, these John Harbaugh picks, like Colton Hood, our star corner, Fields, our next star wide receiver, those are totally John Harbaugh picks. Joe Shane picked Wan'Dale Robinson in the 2nd round of 2022. He was looking for value at that spot, and he got a guy with value at that spot. The Giants just didn't re-sign him. That was actually a hit. For second overall, for a 2nd round wide receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson is a hit and a half. Just like Sterling Shepard, for a 2nd round wide receiver, that's a hit and a half right there. Getting a solid number 2 wide receiver like that, that's a hit. Can't expect much more than that. All this stuff is completely relative, and I think Joe Shane would have had the exact same draft, if not very similar, if John Harbaugh just wasn't in the building at all. And where would he have gone wrong? Oh, yeah, it was a John Harbaugh pick to pick Maui Noah over Downs. Oh, the horror. If Caleb Downs was taken instead of Maui Noah. I want that to age badly now. But, I also don't think Colton Hood would be something that would, go over Joe Shane's head. He's picked corners in the past. He picked Deontay Banks. I know, worst example in the world. Actually, no, I'm not even being sarcastic. That was a bad example. But I think he's looking at value for corners in that spot. And he wanted to get Sauce Gardner as well. That's probably a better example. Sauce Gardner would have been the Giants' pick in that 2022 draft if he wasn't taken just before the Giants. That would have been the guy. And that was another guy I wanted in that draft. And, he just got taken early. Okay, well, let me actually go through the cards now, right? But I'm just saying, I think Joe Shane had a lot to do with this draft, as he had all other drafts. I think he's still the general manager. People are so down on him. It's ridiculous. All right. Protection of the color of my choice. Fate Stitcher. Funny. Yo! That's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit. You guys know what this is, right? Arenicus's Vile Dupe. This is a $10 card right here. This is insane. This is such a good card. You can copy your commander with this. Oh, gosh. Wow, I didn't leave, stuff out. Yeah, that's a hit. I'm putting that somewhere else. That's a $10 card right there. I just saw the market for that. It actually just went up. It's a really good card. All right, wow, mystery boosters coming in clutch. These are red cards. Someone likes the color red. And just baffle, draw a card, cast a creature spell. What? I ain't reading all that. Probably a good card. I don't know, that's a common. Okay. What? What? This doesn't read correctly. Guys, read this card with me. You have to pay 3 mana and tap it or spend white and then tap it to prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to target creature or player this turn. So you have to, if you don't want to pay the extra white, you have to, in the same cost, not in a different cost, you have to tap it and then tap it again. That's how this reads to me. You have to double tap it in the same cost to not pay white. How this looks like a legitimate card that you can play. What? Okay. Oh, someone's gonna watch this video and be like, "Oh, a dragon and Gruul." Yeah. So when it attacks, you get to add a ton of mana. Oh wait, actually, no, I know this card. This actually a pretty good card. This is actually a really good card. That's a mythic too. Yeah, that's actually a really good card. That's another. I'm actually also gonna put that's a really good card. Oh, we're just okay. We're doing this. So I have like a $4 card in that pile. I think this is another like $10 card. I don't know the exact price on this, but Calling the Weak's a good card. It's a common? How is this a common? Is this not legal because it's the white border? Am I missing something? I'm gonna find that other card and put that in the pile too. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. It was Leyline of the Void. Yeah, I got it right here. Boom. Like, is the white border why these aren't valuable? They're valuable cards. Like, I made money on these boosters. I bought them for 10 a pop. And Renicus is a valuable card by itself. And hey, maybe I can, get value out of those test cards. Okay. It deals damage to... I'm actually going to use a Vial Duplication. I have multiple decks for that. So, we're sick. We're set. Deals damage to an opponent. Search my library for a forest. Put it in the hand. Oh, just in the hand. Alright, here's our test card. That test card sucks. Horrible test card. Oh my gosh. Who would even play that? Who even plays that? Alright. Guys, stay with me. Stay with me. On the magic hits, Magic the Gathering, we have Leyline of the Void, Calling of the Weak, Cloth. This guy's a beast, actually. So when he attacks and he has haste, you get X mana and any combination of powers, where X is the total power of attacking creatures. That means you spend 7 to get this guy, and you can easily get 14 mana for your next main phase. Very easily. This should be a $10 card. And then the actual $10+ card is Irenicus's Vial Duplication. Love this card. This is going in decks. I use this card. This card's awesome. That card's getting used. Alright. That's a really good card, guys. I'm a blue player. That card's awesome. That's what I play. Speaking of blue. Odell Beckham Jr. I talked about it in my last video, the video before and stuff. He's coming back to the Giants. And it's something I've been waiting on for a long time. I knew when he got traded to the Browns, that would be a very long stay and everything. It ended up not being. I knew he wouldn't come back for a long time, but I was always hoping that he would come back. I didn't have any official predictions or anything, but it's just one of those things, like, he seemed like he really loved the place, and I thought, if nothing else, it's very similar to what a guy like Prince Amukamara did. I thought he would always want to retire a Giant and just come back, even if it was a one-day contract or something. It would be amazing, absolutely amazing, if it was a one-year contract and he actually got to catch like a game-winning pass or something, or go to the playoffs one more time. Because Odell Beckham Jr. was in the playoffs. Oh, wait, no, he won a Super Bowl with the Rams. Awesome Super Bowl, by the way. Loved that. I was rooting for him the whole time during that Super Bowl. That's why I thought of it quickly. But I was going to mention the Justin Bieber boat thing with the Giants. He made the Super Bowl with the Giants. And messed up the game, and the Giants lost kind of because of him. He dropped a bunch of passes. But, like, he's a much better guy now. He takes the game a lot more seriously than he did back then, especially going into that playoff game. Like, he wouldn't do that again. Just like Sterling Shepard learned after that, too. Victor Cruz didn't do that again. You know, these guys learn from these things. Victor Cruz, honestly, he was a bit older then. He should have known better. But he won a Super Bowl, so he got away with it. Same thing with Odell now, right? He won a Super Bowl. He gets away with anything. He would have been MVP in that Super Bowl, too, if he didn't get injured. He ACL tear in the Super Bowl. What a bad break for him, right? No, but Odell's such a great guy now. I think he still has a lot left in the tank. I think he's still a solid wide receiver, can be. He had a very low drop pass rate when his games weren't directly after Justin Bieber boat trips. So I think he's a very solid pass catcher still, and I think he has a lot to contribute to this team, especially if his competition is going to be guys like Jalen Hyatt. My gosh, can I pronounce anything correctly tonight? Jalen Hyatt or an injured Darius Slayton. Isaiah Hodgins is a beast, but yeah, like, you know, Darius Slayton and an injured Jalen Hyatt. My gosh, I'm getting them mixed up now. What I said before. But if that's going to be his competition, he's set. He's got this. He'll win that all day. So I'm hoping Odell comes back to the Giants. All right. Just want to show off a bunch of other, like, random cards. I think it's funny. I think these are the big ones. Boom. Boom. Oh, yeah, I spent $1 on that. Right. Boom. Literally random cards. Literally. Got them randomly. Randomly. It was pretty funny. Alright. It'd be nice if there's one more thing to open, but I don't have it right in front of me, so I'll wrap up. If you guys didn't see my last video, I got this. This is pretty funny. William McKinley, not an autograph, but a written word from a letter. Whoa, pretty cool. I got a bunch of fun stuff like that hanging out. But those Magic packs were really good. Got good stuff there. And the New York Football Giants are in a great state going into the next season. New coaching staff and everything, and John Harbaugh, he's a beast. You know I was trying to defend Joe Schoen a lot more in this video, but John Harbaugh is going to be a great coach for this team, and I was just trying to curb some of the enthusiasm related to the general manager type stuff, because I feel like that's not actually his strong suit. Like, let's not make him some sort of like coach / GM type guy. I think John Harbaugh's opinion should be heard in the general manager room. And Joe Schoen's always been the type of guy to do that. Like, everyone's like, oh, Brian Dable's the one who drafted Jackson Dart. Okay, well, then what? Joe Schoen just is a lifeless corpse. And yeah, so let's blame all of those previous draft picks on Brian Dable, all the ones you didn't like and blame Joe Schoen for. Let's blame all of them on Brian Dable. And then let's just put all of the praise on John Harbaugh now for what we think these picks are going to be. And all of the hate first year if any of these guys don't work out. Let's just start hating immediately? Or does Joe Shane deserve some credit and some responsibility for some of the bad picks? Does he deserve credit for Jackson Dart, even if you might say that, oh, Brian Dable put him on to Jackson Dart, which I think by all accounts is true. Brian Dable scouted Jackson Dart from the start. Joe Shane looked at it, reviewed the tape, and said, yep, that can be our guy. Let's do it. I think that's what happened. Joe Shane still deserves some credit for that. Okay, well, if you're going to give Joe Shane no credit for that, then Brian Dable gets all the credit for the wonderful pick of Evan Neal in the 7th overall pick. Or Deontay Banks as well, while we're at it, right? Like, these things have to go both ways. You'd be like, well, yeah, so Joe Shane has only made the bad picks, and Brian Dable made all the good picks, and now John Harbaugh made all the picks I like. Like, John Harbaugh picked Arvell Reese, and I didn't like Maui Noah because it let Caleb Downs go to Dallas, so Joe Shane picked that one. And then Harbaugh picked Colton Hood. Joe Shane never would have picked a corner the top of the second or the late first. No, he never does that. He was never thinking of getting Sauce Gardner. No. Joe Shane would never pick a wide receiver in that area as well, even though he picked Wan'Dale Robinson. That's how we got Fields. So that's a Harbaugh pick. Like, what? Like, everyone's so back and forth on this stuff. And yeah, it might not be the same person. It's like waves and stuff that I see. You know, it's not like I follow the same person. They're flip-flopping like that. But just the way these people talk, like, okay, so if you're going to be like, yeah, these are Harbaugh picks, how were they Harbaugh picks? Like, were they Dable picks in the past? Like, did you really believe that? Did you really believe, like, yeah, Joe Shane had no idea what he was doing for 4 years, even though he drafted guys that worked out very well for this team, like Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart, Kim Scadaboo, like guys like that. Abdul Carter could still be good. Everybody. Kayvon Thibodeau's pretty solid. Wan'Dale Robinson was really good. I think Schmidt still has a lot of upside to prove. There's all these guys that Joe Shane picked that ended up being fairly well for this team. He's only been here 4 years. He's outlasted Dave Gettleman now. He's a pretty solid GM, and I think in the somewhat near future, that's going to come to fruition. So, hope you guys enjoyed that video. You know, your resident Joe Shane apologist back at it again. Everyone's like freaking out over this stuff, man. It's ridiculous. Everyone's like, it's like back being the days of Daniel Jones, where it's like, oh, you defending Daniel Jones? How dare you? It's like, he had a good game that game was good. It's like, no, the wide receivers just caught their passes better. like Daniel Jones threw a horrible ball. The wide receivers were just better today. It's like we're back at like that level. Way too many people were absolute Daniel Jones haters and Daniel Jones lovers and stuff like that. It was like actually kind of crazy. It was so funny. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right.